What's up, everybody? Brett Mix here for Mixer Madness. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoy the Monday Night Wars or anything else on this channel. Welcome to another week. This is week 66 on the WCW side, January 20th, 1997. This is the 71st episode of Nitro, but the 66th week they've gone at it head-to-head with Raw. Nitro beats Raw for the 30th week in a row. The score was 3.7 for Nitro to 2.2 for Raw. So through 66 weeks, Nitro has 47 wins, WWF has 17 wins, and they've drawn twice. So a 47-17-2 record for Nitro. This is the Nitro with a 3.7 rating. It begins with the Pyro from the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, which was going to be a big night. You see all the Bulls Championship banners. They're brand new at the time. And you'll see them pretty soon when Sting drops down on from the rafters. You see the Chicago Bulls banners, but we'll get to that. For the first hour, it's legend Larry Zbyszko with Tony Schiavone. Then Mike Tenay and Bobby Heenan join the crew, assuming the NWO doesn't take over, of course. And if they do, it's usually Eric Bischoff, Ted DiBiase, and the like. Maybe Kevin Nash here and there. The show begins with Pyro, as I said, from the completely sold-out United Center in Chicago, Illinois. Savage hasn't been here since Halloween Havoc, and all of a sudden he shows up in black and white. Not in the NWO black and white, but just dressed in black and white. He throws a chair into the ring, and Savage says he's got a message for Eric Bischoff, and he says he can kiss his ass. Savage hasn't been seen since Halloween Havoc, so this is about 2 or 3 months. Savage says he's not going anywhere, and he's going to take the show hostage. And he's just like Sting in the sense that they're both in black and white, but they're not on the NWO. It was just the cool at the time. It was just in. Savage just sits there in a chair. He says he's waiting for someone to drop by. Chavo Guerrero has a match with Max, so he comes to the ring for an opening bout, but Macho Man is sitting in the middle of the ring. Macho Man's presence is missed on Nitro, so this is a great, entertaining way to open the show. There's a reason it scored 3.7. Chavo then complains about Macho Man in the ring. Chavo keeps trying to throw Macho Man out of the ring, but Macho Man won't budge. He throws Chavo Guerrero eventually out of the ring, and the fans pop. Out comes Max. Max is a big, huge guy, and Macho Man then drops Max and throws him out of the ring, and the fans pop again. Then here comes the head of security, and Macho Man drops him and throws him out of the ring. Then Alex Wright comes to the ring, and Savage drops him. Macho Man grabs a chair, and he's daring anyone to enter the ring. All of a sudden, from the rafters, for the first time, off a zipline comes Sting with a bat. The crowd go nuts. Sting circles Savage in the chair and puts the bat to the Macho Man's chin. Savage gets pushed to the corner and hands Macho Man the bat, and Sting goes like this with his arms. He hangs them parallel, and then he goes as if to hit me. Macho Man doesn't hit him. Macho Man then followed Sting outside the ring and then just keeps following him to the outside to the crowd, and then they both leave. So Sting got some respect from Savage, or Savage left because of Sting. One of my favorite opening segments ever. It had intrigue, it had suspense, it had brand new stuff. Seeing Sting do the zipline coming down so quick from where the Bulls Championship banners were, that were brand new at the time. That just says enough. We open the show with Jericho and Alex Wright. Jericho circles Alex Wright and hits a meaningful Northern Light suplex. Jericho with an armbar and Boston Crab attempt with Jericho with an inside cradle, and he gets him with a victory roll with an awkward ending, though. But Jericho defeated Alex Wright. 3/4 of a star. Scotty Riggs taking on NWO Sting. Scotty Riggs had one of the worst themes ever with the American Males when he teamed up with Bagwell, and he's kept the theme of the American Males. American Males. That's how it goes, and he kept it, even though they're not a team anymore. Pretty ridiculous. The fake Sting does a woo, and Scotty Riggs comes off with a reverse elbow and a drop kick. The Buff Bagwell then comes to the ring, his former partner who's in the NWO, and Scotty Riggs hits NWO Sting with a forearm. They pressure the ring announcer. He's supposed to say that Sting won. They threatened him, even though he didn't. And the lesser NWO members like Wall Street, Rogers, and Norton came to the ring to make sure they announced the NWO Sting won, but he didn't. I made the match 3/4 of a star. Arn Anderson and Steve McMichael take on Eddie Guerrero and Jeff Jarrett. Plus Deborah, Steve McMichael is like a hometown because of the Chicago Bears. Plus Deborah has a Miss Illinois gown on, so that got a big pop. The match was decent. Deborah threw in the towel since it was 2-on-1 and not fair against Jarrett. The only reason Eddie left during this match is because he saw 6. So Arn and Mongo had a 2-on-1 against Jarrett, and Deborah didn't think it was fair, so she threw in the towel, her Miss Illinois towel, the robe that said Miss Illinois on it. That's what she threw in. So the ref rang the bell, gave the match a 1.25. It was good until then. Flair then comes to cut a promo with all the horsemen and yells mean as always. But he yells, Chicago, we're on fire tonight. Woo! Benoit and women join Mongo, Deborah, and Arn. They're all in the stageway cutting a promo. And everyone's getting along until Mongo and Benoit start to go at it. Mongo says, we just took care of Jarrett. How come every time you go, unlike when you face Jarrett? So Benoit and woman and Deborah and Mongo are not getting along. But everyone else in the Horsemen is. For once. For the last few weeks, they've been a little not very cohesive. A very cool NWO vignette is shown with Bischoff riding his Harley. And he is talking about In Black and White, sold out, the pay-per-view, with Liz filming him. The Ultimo Dragon and Dean Malenko have great chemistry, and they put on a cruiserweight title match. It was a nice sprint. They rated it 2.5 stars. Dragon kicked away at Malenko. Malenko grabbed the rope. Malenko with a brainbuster. Dragon went for a 3 count with the Oklahoma roll. So the Ultimo Dragon defended the cruiserweight title with the Oklahoma roll. Lord Steven Regal took care of Jacques Rougeau. I rated it a dud. They really didn't have any offense here. It was really distracting, and they didn't really get anything going in that one. Kevin Sullivan took on Chris Benoit. This was wild. It went all the way to the bathroom again, just like at the Great American Bash 96. They went to the bathroom, and Benoit then took plexiglass off the wall where it had like a Chicago Blackhawks plaque, and he smashed Sullivan in the head. They battle to the concourse. The fans are going nuts, and the security is having a hard time getting the fans away from Benoit and Sullivan. They battle down the stairs. It was very entertaining and vicious. I rated it at 3.25 stars. Benoit chopped viciously Sullivan, who hit an atomic drop. Benoit goes for the diving headbutt in the end, but Sullivan got the ring bell up and hit Benoit in the head when he went for the diving headbutt, the ring bell, so Sullivan won. The NWO's theme hits and the fans cheer. Bischoff, DiBiase, and Nash take over commentary. Jim Duggan took on Carl Ouellette. I rated it at 3/4 star. Duggan wins with the fist tape. The tape fist. I should say the fist tape. The tape fist. They show DDP's mistake, as Bischoff says, when the outsiders tried wearing sweatshirts trying to get DDP. DDP puts on the shirt, but then shakes hands with Scott Hall and gives him a diamond cutter. Masahiro Chono defeats Dave Taylor. Rated that a 1.25 stars. Booker T took on Scott Hall. Scott Hall won with the Razor's Edge, or the Outsider's Edge, I should say. Rated that a 1.5 stars. Lex Luger took on Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray opened up with shots to Luger in the corner, and Irish whipped him in to the guardrail, a scissors kick, and eventually gets his 2 minutes of fame with a torture rack, because Luger just keeps beating bigger men by the torture rack. Every single week he does that. He beats a bigger man with the torture rack. Every single week he does. So Luger's got to have the best Nitro record of anybody in history. So he beats Stevie Ray, as the other member of Harlem Heat, Booker T, lost to Scott Hall. So that does it for the match portion of the show. After the match, Hollywood Hogan comes out with his belt spray painted. Hogan comes out with Trillionaire Ted. That's what they're calling Ted DiBiase now. Hogan says that he begs for mercy at Sold Out, and then the Giant comes out and wants to break through security. Hogan says, "Get in here, you coward," and Giant couldn't come to the ring because security was keeping him away. The show ends with Heenan saying, "Oh boy," unless it was Bischoff. No way to tell because the feed cut off then and there when the Giant was trying to get in the ring. I scored this episode of Nitro a 7.5 out of 10 because Benoit Sullivan was nuts. They went into the men's room. The beginning with Macho Man and Sting was iconic. They had the classic Outsiders segment with DDP replayed. And they had that classic segment last week, whereas they had the classic Savage Sting segment this week. Good wrestling from Malenko and Ultimo Dragon. That was a classic match. And then they promoted Sold Out with Hogan and the Giant. So overall, this episode of Nitro, 7.5 out of 10. It's the highest rating they've done quality-wise in a while. So Nitro just keeps getting better. We'll see what the next one holds in store. I'm Brett Mix, and I'm out.